Hey guys, it's me, Jan, CEO of Acquire.Fi. Yesterday, we got news that Circle, which is USDC, got its MiCA stablecoin license. So there's a lot of things happening in Europe around regulation, and MiCA is one of the biggest things that is coming in July. And for example, what this means for crypto startups is that if you are doing anything related to crypto, you need to have a license. So there's a VASP license that you need to have, so it's a virtual asset provider license, or a CASP, which is crypto asset service provider license. Now, I think regulation is okay. It's always good to have some kind of regulation because there's a lot of scams happening. There's a lot of evil things happening also if you don't have any regulation. But I think MiCA goes a little bit more than further. And again, Europe is stepping a little bit back with crypto because, first of all, there's some privacy concern around DeFi. So, for example, if I send over €1,000 to someone, I need to KYC. I need to know who the wallet owner is I'm sending to, and I need to fill a lot of different paperwork. I think this is not good because if you want innovation to happen, your regulation needs to be a little bit more loose. It's good to have regulation, don't take me wrong, but I think on this MiCA regulation that is coming, there's a lot of things that I don't like. There's another thing, like for example, with the stablecoin regulation. So if you are a decentralized stablecoin, you cannot really use it in Europe anymore. And why is that? Is because MiCA is saying like, hey, you need to have an asset provider license in Europe to be able to move money and be a stablecoin. So for example, let's say DAI is not anymore accepted in Europe soon. And this might be a problem because when things get centralized, we know way too well what will happen. Things get very loose. People who control different centralized entities get too much power, and that's never a good thing. And for example, crypto was never meant to be a centralized thing. I know I'm rambling here quite a lot, but I think the MiCA regulation for European clients, and especially for Acquire.Fi, will have a substantial meaning, and it will be much harder, to be honest, as a small-time startup owner and a small-time startup entity to be in Europe. Everything costs a lot in Europe at the moment. Having a license there is very, very costly. So yeah, overall, I think this is good. It's a good start, but this regulation is a little bit too harsh, and it will break a lot of different human rights, for at least from my point of view. Okay, anyway, I just want to talk a little bit about MiCA because it's a big thing that is coming and you guys should be prepared for it. Moving money, having ownership of your money will be different. Anyway, we are bouncing back with the market. We saw a huge downtrend. If you look at the daily trend here, it's like 1, 2, 3. I think it was like 28. No, well, not really. Maybe 20 days of just minus days. So quite depressing. But hey, we're finally back. We're getting some inflows. If we look at ETF flows here, positive days are coming. Come on. So when I was covering this last week and on the last weeks, things were very negative. Almost every day someone was dumping. Now we're seeing more positivity. People were overreacting on the MT Gox news. So MT Gox will start dumping some of their claims this month, and there's, I think, a lot of people were hedging over. And if we go here, you can see that the ETF flows have started to be positive again. And again, I think this is a positive thing for the market. It's summer, guys. Nothing major will happen until August, I think. But on other news, which I think it's very positive, is that Ethereum ETF is going through. So if we go to Ethereum's graph over here, boom, things are actually looking pretty good. We have been stable in the 3,500, 3,200 range. So if you're buying on this range, I think there's a kind of good risk reward here. I'm going to have Andrew later on explain some of his graphs, what he's looking for. But I'm starting to think more and more that the Ethereum ETF is not going to be a sell the news event. Why am I thinking that? Because we are bottoming out on the other side, and overall, like the graph looks pretty healthy. If we go here, let's see, let's go to open interest. Open interest. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. So if we go here, and we go to this one, actually you can see open interest have started to go down. This is very good. We have basically liquidated most of the major liquidation. No, sorry. We have liquidated most of the players that were over betting on going up only. And if we go to Ethereum here, oh, that looks nice. We're still stable here. Like when the news came out on May that hey, Ethereum ETF will come, the open interest rates went up, but we're stable now. We're not overvalued so much. I think Ethereum has a lot of upside movement or possibilities to go up, and also the risk reward here is quite good. But if we go to other charts, like Aptos, things are looking quite dire. Near is actually looking pretty good. It's stable now in the $5 and $4 range. And our lovely Pepe. Let's go to Pepe. So Pepe has also started to stabilize. We had a crumble here. Hopefully no one bought, but I think now things are looking quite good. Taking positions here is actually pretty good. And I think the floor over here. So if we make a line from here, boom. So I would say like this over here is the floor. So as you can see, every time we hit the floor over here, we bounced until BTC and Ethereum starts to move again. I think we're going to be consolidating here. But yeah, I might start taking some position on Pepe. I don't usually trade meme coins, but Pepe is starting to be such a big meme coin that it's actually good to trade. Anyway, I want to show you guys some of the normal coins or some of the top coins, what is happening there. On another note, TVL for a different change, they're still going down. So what does it mean? Also, a point here, I think, which is very important, is that Ethereum is still the biggest in TVL. We are hearing constantly like, hey, Solana is going to take over. Solana is going to be the next Ethereum. No, guys, like Ethereum has still the most TVL. And especially now when Ethereum ETFs going to come, things like Aave and infrastructure built on top of Ethereum is going to be very hot. So MakerDAO, Aave, all these like money markets where you can use and borrow and lend against on a decentralized way your money is going to be very popular. And I think Aave also had its best month so far. So I'm very bullish. And people who are not bullish on Ethereum, you guys should be actually thinking about it in a not so hectic, or sorry, not the word hectic, but I would say like this, like Ethereum has been here for a while. All the charges against SEC has been dropped, and Ethereum is getting ETF. Despite Solana would get a ETF, I think Ethereum has been there for a while. The TVL is not going to be losing, and it's still major here. If you look at the TVL, major. So yeah, I think Ethereum is not going to go anywhere. But I want to show you here. Let's take Solana. Let's take others away, and let's take layer 2s away. This is the graph. Total value looked. Here's Ethereum. Here's Solana. Okay, now we might think of a risk reward situation where if you go to Solana graph, go here. So let's go here. So actually, like there might be more upside on Solana than Ethereum at this point of time. If they get a Solana ETF, I think there's a lot of momentum going upwards. But if we look at the TVL, actually, it hasn't actually grown that much. It's been staying between $3 and $5 billion, and Ethereum, in the other hand, it's been growing like what? So it went actually from 51 billion to more than 65 billion. On the meantime, Solana went from 2 to, let's say, high of $5 billion. Now this is like Ethereum got $10 billion in TVL just in a matter of weeks and months. Now this is huge if you compare it to Solana. Like that's like a 10x ratio. But anyway, my point here is that don't undervalue Ethereum. There's a lot of money coming in. There's a lot of people still building on Ethereum. And I think saying that Solana will bypass Ethereum, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Ethereum has been here for a while, and Solana is well known now for memes, which is not good for institutional level interest. But yeah, a lot of different things happening here. I think it's very good to see sometimes at the TVL and see what's actually happening. But okay, let's move on. On another note, I'm starting to see on the secondary markets a lot of EigenLayer sellers. Now, I would say this is not bullish for EigenLayer. I think they have a lot of things. They have a lot of things to publish. They have a lot of things to ship still. And if there's a lot of sellers coming to the market, that means usually that there is something behind the scenes going on. Obviously, EigenLayer is one of the biggest staking infrastructures for Ethereum. So I don't know. I think if EigenLayer is now trading on secondaries between $5 to $6 billion, how much further can it go? And if we go to, I'm sorry to say this, but let's say Celestia or Thea. Like this is Thea's graph. It's not looking great. And I think a similar thing will happen with EigenLayer. I think EigenLayer is overvalued. I think they still need to ship quite a lot of different things. But anyway, I want to show you this because if there is some smaller opportunities for us to scoop down, and if the secondaries are going to $2 to $3 billion level, I think it's a good time to buy for us. So if there is something, I will let you guys know. But at the moment, I see EigenLayer secondaries coming down. I think that's a good thing for on the buy side because the market is very negative. But overall, like EigenLayer seems to be overvalued at the moment, and there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. I might be covering something on the coming days, but let's see. But yeah, hey guys, stay tuned here. I know I'm rambling quite a lot here, but I think the MiCA thing is quite substantial. It will affect quite a lot of different startups, including us. And I just want to warn you guys that, hey, the regulation usually kills some businesses. It's not going to kill us, obviously, but it's going to definitely change the atmosphere. And being a startup is going to be very hard in Europe. But yeah, thanks. Please like.